Vint Cerf has long been considered one of the fathers of the internet and was an ICANN board member from 2000 to 2007. I think it's pretty well known that Steve Crocker and Vint Cerf are longtime friends. I don't know how many people know that Vint and Steve met each other in their teen years. They went to Van Nuys High School in Southern California, so they go back a ways. Years later, Steve learned that yet another internet pioneer, the legendary John Postel, went to the same high school at the same time. So while most teenage boys were out going nuts over girls and cars, these guys were on their way to changing the world, or at least changing the way that guys met girls and bought cars. Vint wanted very much to be here tonight, and he tried to make that happen. He could not, but he did send us a video.
Hi, Steve. It's Vint. I'm sorry. I can't be there to celebrate your departure from ICANN. In fact, I'm sure that's not the right way to say it, because I'd rather you were there for a lot longer. Of all the people in the world, you have to be exactly the right one to have guided ICANN during a very tumultuous period as we tried to separate ourselves from the Department of Commerce and the IANA contract. And you did that with an extraordinary ability to keep people's temperatures lower, to be unflapped in the presence of great turmoil, and to steer steadily towards that conclusion. But even more important, I think, it's almost iconic that you should have been chairman of ICANN during this period, because you were the guy that started the ARPANET network working group, developed the host-to-host protocols at a very early stage in your career, before you even finished your PhD, even before you left to spend time at ARPA. And so, in a sense, this is a bookend, because the seeds that you planted in the late 1960s and 1970s clearly blossomed, turned into the internet, turned into the institutional expansion of internet-related matters, whether it's the IETF or ICANN or the Internet Architecture Board or the regional internet registries. All the other participants in this gigantic global enterprise stemmed from the one thing that you did at the beginning, which was to help us understand how to connect heterogeneous systems together, how to work together in a constructive way, how to be open and public with the RFCs, the request for comments that you started. All of those themes propagated throughout the entire history of the internet. And you introduced that same view in your role as chairman of ICANN. So I don't think that we could thank you enough for the many years, probably almost 14 years, I think, of service to ICANN as the first chairman of the Security and Stability Advisory Committee, later as a member of the board, and finally as chairman. So we thank you, I thank you personally, for all that you've done, and wish you well in the centuries ahead.
You know, I love Vint. He's a very nice guy. Steve, I got to ask you, did he wear a three-piece suit all through high school? I've never seen him in anything other than a three-piece suit. He was born in a three-piece suit.